That's that. Sporting 2, Arsenal 2. 4-goal thriller. Fantastic for the neutrals. I'm sure both managers, potentially the players, they didn't want to draw, but I'm also sure that if you offered it on one hand, they would have also taken that today. But it's in many ways it's a sigh of relief, and it's also very disappointing. It's disappointing because we've showed immaturities in game management. We've taken the lead and then shot ourselves in the foot. Second half, in fact, both goals we've conceded, another set piece, which has harmed us in several games now. Bournemouth, Man United, and many others. We've let ourselves down via a set piece. We've taken the lead and walked away with a draw. Essentially, if that's the Prem, that's 2 points dropped. I feel we didn't look after second half. We played a lot better, obviously reacting after going 2-1 behind. There was a lot more care for the ball. There was a lot more drive. There was a lot more intensity and all of that. But in the first half, we was playing with fire. We deserved to concede that first goal because we was nonchalant, was gifting the ball away, and it was going to happen. Like that set piece, we've gifted it away. That the first goal that they scored with their centre half, we've gifted the ball away to them. We were inviting shots. Matt Turner's done well to make the save, but whether Matt Turner could have come out, Martinelli lost his man, if I can remember correctly. Kyrgios turned his back. Matt Turner maybe could have collected. It just wasn't good enough, really and truly, if I'm honest with you. We did come out and look fairly bright initially in the second half with Fabio Vieira and Martinelli going close. Ultimately, after that, we shot ourselves in the foot with the goal. Matt Turner, who made a number of good saves today, spilt it into the hands of a sporting man. We were slow to react with Kyrgios. Kyrgios tough day at the office for him. I don't think he was terrible, but no one cares about how you played over 90 minutes or however long you played. People are just going to remember you ducking, which you don't want to see. So if you can't win, don't lose. But it's disappointing because we've shot ourselves in the foot and we've handed that to them, really. Fortunately, they're going to have a couple of players missing. We'll be at the Emirates. We might be able to do something. But credit to Sporting. There was commitment. There was desire. They matched us. You have to be honest. Nice to see Fabio Vieira got an assist and obviously Saliba scored. On another day, we could have lost that. On another day, we could have won it. Lovely run from Martinelli that didn't lead to a goal. On another day, we could have lost that. Encouraging substitute cameo from Tomiyasu. I feel based on the whole 90 minutes, I'll cut Matt Turner some slack. Maybe could have done better for some of the goals, but I think Turner did okay. Distribution a bit shaky, sometimes punching for no reason, but relatively decent shot stopping apart from the second goal. I think Saliba was good, as much as we can say that. I think Nelson looked fairly bright, probably unfortunate not to be subbed. Who else? There's definitely someone else, man. There's definitely someone else I feel in the first half did all right, but we'll have to just catch that on the rebound. So, yeah, we deserve to concede, and we didn't hold on to the lead for too long. We've conceded 10 minutes into the second half. Lovely spirit to turn it around 2-2 at the Emirates with a couple of their players missing. Not that you can write them off, but you back it. But I think it shows the problems we have. We show naivety. We show great maturity at times across 90 minutes, but we also show a lot of naiveties, which in knockout stages of competitions, the margins for error are even smaller. If we're fighting for this league title in April and stuff, you can't really do this really. So yeah, man, I think a lot of squad players today didn't take their opportunities. Big up Granit, because I think you look very good in the second half and you forced the issue for the goal. But yeah, I think some of the squad players won't get opportunities for a second, really and truly, man. But yeah, we played with fire. We got burnt. I think a lot of players showed their naiveties. Obviously, Martinelli had a tough day as a false nine, apart from the little dribble thing. So yeah, as I said, Tomiyasu looked a lot better when he came on. One bad thing is because we've made this game emotional and tough for us. In an ideal world, we would have scored 2, 3, 4, and Saka and Xhaka and all these guys would have come off, and Partey and Gabriel wouldn't have, but we needed to keep them on. And credit to White and Saka, they kept going, but they look knackered. They look like they were ready to just drop. There's going to be hella cramps. The masseuse is not going to sleep today. And obviously now we've got to travel back to England and prepare for Fulham. The energy levels are going to be there. I understood the Vieira through the middle thing, On another day, it would have been more interchanging movement, but he's done that with Fabio in games before. I thought with Smith Rowe being the most gingerly and returning from injury, I thought he would have went with him up there. So the positives are that we didn't win. I mean, definitely not. The positives are that we didn't lose. The negatives are that we didn't win. Let ourselves down via set pieces. We were very wasteful in the first half, not looking after the ball enough, not respecting the ball enough, giving it away and inviting unnecessary pressure onto ourselves. So, yeah, man, it is what it is in that regards, man, really. So, We'll take that, really. I think it was a very even game. We didn't correlate our possession in the first half to shots on, to shots on target. I feel in the first half, actually, they had despite the fact even when we had the lead, they were asking more questions of Turner than we asked of Adan, really. And you saw a couple of occasions Adan looks fairly shaky, even though he showed his quality or qualities that he has in terms of time wasting. So yeah, man, it is what it is, people. So it could have been better. Definitely could have been better, a lot better. It also could have been a lot worse for us. So we'll take that. I mean, we've showed again, yes, this is the last 16, but my problem is these are the same kind of things kind of harming us. As I said, a lot of what you saw went against us today. It went against us against United, against Bournemouth, and several other occasions against Aston Villa. Being caught on the transition. I think defensively, I mean, in the final third, we didn't really ask any questions, even though we've scored 2 goals. So big us up. Defensively, we was inviting pressure. We was open on the transition. For large elements of that game, you know what teams are going to do. They're just going to knock it long into the channels, win the first and seconds, and bring their players in. 2 cheap goals. And again, further fuels my agenda that we're a good defensive, we're an improved defensive side. We're not a good defensive side. We've still got a lot of naiveties, really. So we're just going to have to go back to the drawing board. The most thing I'm disappointed about is that we've conceded from a set piece again, because now it's becoming a fabric. And, credit to Sporting, a lot of frailties that we've had going into this game, they've exploited it and it's led to them. And they had fantastic commitment. So a draw is a fair result. Obviously, the way the atmosphere at the Emirates is, we kind of back our chances to turn it around. That does not mean we're going to rock up and win. We're going to have to earn the right to win. But yeah, man, we're just gonna have to take it there, really and truly, innit? What more can you say? Sporting played a good game. We was behind our reverse fixture. We'll see. Huh? Oh, I hear that. Tried to flip my channel points, but couldn't place bets on a draw. We leaked too many stupid goals. We're gonna need Odegaard, Partey, etc. We're probably gonna have to name the strongest team you potentially can. Frim players were slightly below par. Not a surprise. A bit rusty. Not at the levels of the others. Talent-wise, bit of nerves as well. Stands to reason. Fair enough. Smith Rowe, however, we might have to pack it in until next season. Still looks way off at this place. I mean, the guy's been out for months, isn't it? Europa League is like watching friendly players all in second gear. Frustrating to see Saka play another 90 and not win. Quality is poor, to be honest. We play like that against Fulham, we lose. I agree. Tomiyasu did do well in his cameo, which he needs that for his confidence more than anything. He hasn't been good enough in the last opportunities. I think Zinchenko was terrible today. Before he came off, got with it, but he was terrible. And he's been quality 9 times out of 10. But it shows you, wow, some games call for this was probably a game for Tierney, really, just trenches. But it happens. I'm not going to turn on to Kyrgios. I think he started off the game fairly brightly. I think he kind of played within himself. I think he kind of played it a bit too safe. Yeah, obviously should have done better for his part in the goal collectively, because the build up to the corner for the first one wasn't good enough, let alone collectively what we're doing in the box. So yeah, man. I mean, Kyrgios, you can only learn from this. This is your first game of many for Arsenal, but this is the benchmark now, really. On one hand, like what Wenger said, you got to put an arm around these young centre backs. And on one hand, I sympathise with him, but on the other hand, it's a bit ruthless. So what? You had a bad game. So what? Did you die? Did you lose your job? If me or you or anyone else in any walk of life puts in a bad shift at work, you might lose your job. Did you die? God forbid. Everyone has good health, including him. You didn't die. You didn't lose. And even if you lost the game, so what? It's a game of football. It means the world to me. But so what? You feel sorry for yourself? So what? Go and look at analytically what you could do better, what the benchmark is, because we looked a lot safer with Gabriel. It's something to build upon. Simple as that. Build upon it. This is why you're not in the team. Doesn't mean you won't forever be in the team. We've seen plenty of players drop clangers that played today. Tomiyasu, everyone's gassing him now. Credit to him. But he's public enemy number 1. Zinchenko, everyone loves him. Shaky game today. It happens. Get on with it. Don't want to hear excuses. Don't want to hear moaning. Don't want to hear crying. Fortunately, we live to fight another day, but we can't be under any illusions. We must be 10 times better, not just in the return fixture, but at Craven Cottage. We play like that against Fulham. I really need to say it. You already know what will happen. And again, it was very disjointed, very disorganized towards the end. At one point, Kyrgios playing left back, looking like Zinchenko's playing centre back, Benjamin's at somewhere, Saka somewhere. And I'm not just trying to catch these players. Everyone's out. We go home with an opportunity. You need to play a lot better. I expect Kyrgios to be naive. How many games have you played as a professional footballer? I'm not going to lie. You're 23 years of age. You come out of Italy, which is historically known as the league and all of them sort of things. for defending. And to be fair to Kirio, I don't know if he's been given a shout by Matt Turner to duck and whatever, but Martinelli's lost his man. Matt Turner maybe could have collected it. I don't want to see my defender kind of ducking, so we'd have to know. But yeah, man, you're a young defender. What I would say, as I was alluding to before I started waffling about a side point, looking at it, you've played 39 times in Serie A. The man's raw. And it was a baptism of fire. But in many ways, this is what you need. So you can be under no illusions. Count your blessings that you never held the L today. You've played 39 times in Serie A. You've played none in the Prem. You played, I don't even know how many statistical minutes in the Europa League. So he's extremely inexperienced. You better get with it and get with it immediately. And not just him. Not a single player can say they played amazing today. I don't think anyone was terrible and draw them out and things, but no one can say they mashed work today. Every couple players, Xhaka and that can say, and a couple guys, they can say they turned it around in the second half a little bit, but no one can say they played amazing. Saliba, I think you barely put a foot wrong, but you're a centre back. We've conceded 2 goals. Benjamin White, I think you looked a bit lethargic, but I think you was decent. Saka, I think you dropped a 5 out of 10. He was all right. Nelson, I think you looked fairly lively. Did you score assist? Vieira, I think you better than Bournemouth. You got an assist, but what did we do? We're in this together. If one man makes a mistake, that's cool. But that little mistake we made is a 2-minute interval in a 90-minute game. What else did we do? You scored 2 goals. Why did you concede 2? Why didn't we score 3? We're one of the top goal scorers in European football, let alone the Premier League. So what did we do right? What did we do wrong? Count our blessings that we never caught an L today, and make no illusions. Got to be much, much better. And that's it. Simple as that. Just have to be 10 times better. Or you head into the exit door. Bro, you can't play like this in the Champions League. In my opinion, Tommy is just an impact sub, in my humble opinion, not quite a starter. Get behind them, bring on Fulham on the weekend. Make no mistake, I can only talk for myself. I'm behind my players all the time. It don't mean I'm just going to blow smoke and gas it when you're doing well. Football, there's winning, drawing, and losing. We look at what we could have done better. We look at what we did bad. I'll always support my boys. Support doesn't mean lying to myself. I'm not saying you're saying this. I'm just putting it out there because everyone wants to just, and I think all football fans do this. Everyone just wants to waffle about good things and no one wants to talk about improvements. Of course, there is agendas, these things. I'm not doing that. I'm just talking about what my eyes showed me. Listen, if anything, they ain't got Paulinho. Sporting never had a lot of their key players. A couple of their players, Quartes, a couple of their players won't be playing at the Emirates. But that doesn't mean anything. Other players will step up. Last season, when we beat Man United at home, when we beat Chelsea away from home, and when we beat West Ham, did we have our strongest 11 at the time? Or is we rocking up with Nuno Tavares? Where is he? Getting slated in France. Starter for Poland allegedly as well. So again, you're still young, but the young excuse doesn't really go. You're better than that. You've been capped, to be fair, you've been capped 9 times for Poland. So the potential's there. Just do better. Just do better. But this is why you have to hold the bench. I understand the rotation, and Arteta's got to give him an opportunity somewhere, and clearly he's been training well, doing enough to convince Arteta. But I would have started Gabriel and Saliba personally. Again, as much as it's rotation and things, and some of our fans will swear blind, they would have said the same thing as well. This is why you can't disrespect teams. I'm not saying Arteta did, but fans are saying rest this guy, rest that guy. It is Sporting Lisbon away from home in the last 16 of the Europa League. Play your strongest players, and I think, yeah, even in the Prem, when we've named our strongest team, we've conceded some shaky goals. But is it any coincidence we have not moved the ball from back to front on the transitions well enough? We haven't defended well enough. Probably without Ramsdale, Gabriel, and Saliba specifically together. Zinchenko, you're a starter. You was woeful today. Even that goal. Zinchenko not tight enough. Great pass from Marcus Edwards. Jorginho could have done better. Jorginho and Kirio, how you've not done well enough there, I don't know. And we've all been collectively slow to react. Matt Turner's punched it out. So again, one man might be to blame, but it's a collection of errors there and sequences. We concede a lot of cheap goals, which again, I guess everyone would say they could see cheap goals because they're all avoidable. Hasn't played since Jan, but speed of thought and your brain. Some of you ain't played football for 10 years. I don't think you're gonna do certain things. I do think fatigue for some players that played all the time was a thing. And obviously, if you're rusty, we've seen it with Tini, we've seen it Tomiyasu, seen it with Kirio. But when you win the games, nobody talks about that. What a run from Martinelli. If only it ended with a goal, man. Shades of what he did to Kante and that. Look at that, man. But I have to credit the fullback for the get back. That's what they're paid for. And I don't know why he celebrated like he won the game, but fantastic. 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 Fantastic from Martinelli. Fantastic from the sporting Don as well. Or we might be looking at this game even differently. I will never criticize my players of desire. I think there was desire today. I don't think they ever go in there not wanting to win. They were dead, man. I blame the dry pitch. Your team lost 7-0. I don't think Anfield was that bad, really. Should blame the fact that no one got out to Henderson. We'll run them over at the Emirates, so you have to wait till then, innit? I don't know, man. I hope so. Speak it into existence. But right now, we need to go back to the drawing board. And even, we had some chances to score. We're quite fortunate that Matt Turner saved a couple and that Sporting Lisbon didn't take their chances. So a draw is the fair result, in my opinion. Both teams could have done better for the goals they've conceded. Credit to Bukayo Saka for winning that ball back and Xhaka for forcing the issue for the own goal. Both teams failed to hold on to their leads. Us when we scored first, then when they made it 2-1. Both teams could have defended better. Both teams could have done better and worse in certain periods. As an Arsenal fan, I think Sporting were better than us, if I'm honest. But yeah, could be worse, could be better. At least there's something to play for. But we lick our wounds. If there is some, we go again and we focus on Fulham away, man. Once Jorginho starts, you already know we're going to be suspect defensively. To be fair, Jorginho and Xhaka didn't work. I reckon the difference between Xhaka and Partey, besides plus Odegaard creating versus Xhaka with Jorginho chemistry plus Vieira. I mean, we made some changes, but still, man, goals hit different in Europa League. Don't celebrate as much because they're easier to get and doesn't hurt as much when we concede because I feel we can easily equalize. Subconscious comfort zone. Darren, big up. I don't know about none of that. I play every game or watch every game the same minute. I don't care if we're in League One. I don't know about none of that. Like, I want to win every game like every fan. Better start taking it seriously if we're gone. You don't take it seriously, we're gone now at this competition. But yeah, man, it is what it is. Don't forget, people, Twitch gang, I hope you've been clipping up clips and whatnot. Anyone who's got the timestamps of the goals, please allow me because you lot keep getting on to me about such in the comments on YouTube. Don't forget, tomorrow, Arsenal live show at 11:30. We'll keep one eye on Fulham and Arsenal on the weekend. We'll go over Mikel Arteta's press conference. We'll speak about this game in depth as well. I'm obviously going to watch this game again, people. So yeah, and I think tomorrow, if everything goes right, I should have another Arsenal fan show in the afternoon as well as FM, man. Again, the real MVPs are you lot, whether we win, lose, or draw. Arsenal fan, neutral fan, Sporting fan in this case, wherever the hell you lot support across Twitch and YouTube, make sure you're cross-following. It can't be done without you lot, innit? You lot, it's a pleasure to be here day in, day out, man. You lot are the engine room of this channel. I'm just the face and the sexy one at it as well, but without you lot, it's worthless. And I know us content creators say it all the time, but I really do appreciate everybody who's been here, who's been commenting, who's been listening, who's been hitting the like button and all of that jazz as well, people.